Hello, this is a short tutorial about how to create the web content and web page in the sanctionfoundation.org new website. First, we log into the admin panel, we enter the page view. So here we can see the whole structure of the pages on the website. We click to create the new page. There are different ways, but here the very simple way is just we use this button, new page, or we click on the plus button, and then we create the sub page automatically under the page which is highlighted. Let's start with the new page. Each page, when we on a creation, we should set up the basic metadata and set up all those variables which are necessary to display correctly the page. Of course, we start from the title. This title will be visible on the top, on the header of the page. Slug. It's created automatically. You see, it's created from the title, but eliminating all those diachronic signs and spaces, leaving the text which is recognizable for URL. Actually, you don't have to think about it because everything is automatic. The only thing you have to know that will be a title of the page which will be visible in the direction of the page, in the URL of the page. Then, if we can have different title from menu title from the title. This is usually we can leave it empty, so automatically the menu title will be a title of the page. But in some scenarios, when the title is very long, the menu title has usually reduced space, so we want to have it like shortened version of the title. So here we can overwrite the main title. Then here we have important field which should be actually, we always should fill it up. This is this description meta tag. That's first description meta tag. It can be important for SEO, for the search engine optimization, and then it's used as a entry summary when you enter the website. The entry summary is usually displayed under the title, so it must be very concise. The resume of the content of the page. So in one line, we should somehow extract and condense all those meaning and message of the page. Then we enter into the very important and unique part of the setting of the page. Each page, to work well with all the rest of the system, we should set up the context of the page. So we have 3 dimensions of the context. We have the semantic dimension, which is represented by the area and discipline. So we have here already different pre-filled different areas disciplines. So if, for instance, if the page is dedicated to Kaita, of course, we should select the Kaita. If the page has mixed content, so we leave it empty. Then there is an institutional context. For instance, if the page appears within section of Sanction Foundation Italy, we should select this institution as in the select box. And then we have another dimension of the context. It's a spatial, geospatial context. So if the page has some particular meaning in in a particular geographic territory, we should select the zone. For instance, if the page is talking about some event or taking place in particular area, we should select the zone which corresponds to this area. This part, it's very important because setting up the context allows to interact with another components of the system. For instance, if we are setting up the context of the Vajradens, automatically we can pull in all the relevant data from the educational platform related with Vajradens. For instance, we can, on this page, if we will have all the courses or all the certificates or all the information pre-filtered by the criteria of Vajradens. The same is happening with institution and zone. So this is important part. Another thing that which we should usually set up is a main image. Main image is an image which appears on the top header part of the website. Usually we should look for some good quality, high resolution image, because this is the first thing which user will meet when he enter the page. Okay, so let's save it. Now we have all those data we got saved. Now it's a time to put the content of the page. We enter the page. Now we see there is nothing in. You can see that on the right side, there is a little triangle which opens the top menu, and on this menu we have different options. We have the structure menu and the content menu, the content tag. Before, there is another important setting that we should set up before we are entering the content. You know, this is we should choose the template. Template defines the basic visual structure and layout for the page, and we have already a few templates prepared. And we should choose one of them depending on the content of the page. For instance, we have the special template for the branch. On this template, we will have on the left side the column which is displaying all the institutional data information related with the branch. We can have the discipline. So this is template for presenting a discipline. So on this template, on the left side, we will have all related courses, certificates, etc., etc. For the simple page, we should choose the template page. So you see which we choose the template. We are on the template page, and then on the structure view, we see that we have two placeholders points. Let's switch to the content view and see how it looks. Okay, so we have here the main area, and here we have the left side content. Let's go back to the structure view. So usually we will work on the content area. On the content area, it's created and the content is created using different content plugins. So to add the content plugin, we click the sign plus, and we choose one of the content plugins we have here on the list. First, let's start with the most basic and most used content plugin, which is the text. This content plugin allows us to introduce rich formatted text here I copy paste some text. We have here different options, basic formatting options, so we can change some part of the text to the bold, italic, etc. Then we can align it in the way we want. We can link part of the text and apply different styles. So you should be quite familiar with those options, because they are the typical options for any content editor like Word or Pages, or any kind of editor has those similar options. So we have the text formatting options, alignment. We can introduce the picture. We can set up the horizontal line. We can link text to some URL. We can create lists, for instance, like this. Here we have the list. We can have the order it list, order it with the ascending numbers. Then we can have we have the possibility to control the text insert, so we can move the insert text with the one tap step in. We can quote text. This is how the quoted text appears, and we can introduce the simple table. Another option which is important to mention, here we have the special button for pasting the text, especially if we are pasting text from the Word editor. Microsoft Word is infamous for creating very nasty syntax, which can break editors. So actually, if we shouldn't be copying this text directly to the window. We should copy the Word text using this tool, which will filter all those problematic syntax from the text, even if you don't see the syntax, but this syntax is inside, and it will guarantee that this page will be displayed correctly. There is still another option for those of you who want to have more control and who are able to do it. We can see the source of the text, like the code, which is HTML code, which is formatting the text. So here we can introduce some extra code or modify it, etc. Then, once we are happy with editing, we save it, and automatically this text is added to the page. Now let's switch back to the content. Okay, we see now this content. Now immediately you can see that on the front page, on the actual meaning page, we can directly open this fragment of the content and edit it directly from the page. This is pretty nice and the way to work with the content. But still, we can add we have another content plugins allowing us to add more different kinds of the content. So let's review more or less most of them. We can here, using this plugin, we can add the link to the file. We can create the gallery composed of various images. We can link to the list of the files from the particular folder that we point to. We can add the map, Google Maps. We can add the image. We can add the link and teaser. Teaser is a special kind of presentation of the link. And here we have the special upcoming events browser carousel. This is our special plugin to display the events from the event management system. So if we click on this plugin, this page, we will pull events from the event system. And if we have the context chosen, those events will be filtered by the context which we defined previously. And we can add the video player. Let's see how we can add the image, because this will be pretty common scenario. So here we can choose the file which is already in a system, and we have here many options, but most important of them is a template. So it means that we have different templates. Each of them is displaying this same picture, but in a slightly different way. So we will use the default template, which is positioning the image in the same row, in the same column as a text. Full width. This template, we can use when we have the high resolution, good quality image. And in this situation, the image will be displayed from the covering whole width of the website, from the left to the right. And then we have the template which we want to use when we are inside of a teaser. Still, we have the different. Another important option here is the caption text. If we have credits for the photo or some caption that we want to add to the photo, this is the place to do it. So let's save this picture here. Let's see in the content how it looks. Okay, we have here. I think I choose the full width. Yeah, I choose let's choose default template. See how it works. Yeah, okay. Default template shows the image inside the column. Then again, we can create some text. So you see, the idea is that this structure view is allowing us to compose the content in a completely arbitrary way. We can stack the different content elements one on each other in an arbitrary way. So we can start with a text, then we can put the image, we can again put some text, then we can again put the video player, for instance, and again put the text, etc., etc. So this is how more or less the content creation works. Of course, I advise you to experiment a little bit with that, to see how it works, etc., etc. With to test each plugin to see how it behaves on the page. Of course, important part is checking all the time how the content looks on the page, because sometimes we have the content that we think that it looks well in some environment, but on the page in this particular layout, it's maybe too long or too short. So we can take directly decisions based on the text presentation or content presentation, how we want to format or cut or extend the content. Then the last, once we are happy with the content, we can publish this content, because until this moment, this page is hidden. It's not visible for anybody. So to make it visible, we must publish it. And to publish, we will press this publish page now. So we are going to publish it. And now this is how it looks. Well, it's not. It's just the example page. Maybe we should think about putting some image on the enter of the page, because like without image is kind of dry. And to put the image, you remember that we already been speaking that we can, to put the image, we are going to use the main image field. Okay, this is more or less walk through the creation of the page. Thank you.